Prince George became the youngest future king to have an official role in ever.
It's possible that Prince George will be pressed into service rather sooner.
There's a quiet magic in watching a child grow, especially when that child is destined to wear a crown. For Prince George, second in line to the British throne, every step he takes is watched by millions. But recently, something extraordinary happened that left royal fans across the globe reaching for tissues. King Charles III, battling health challenges, has entrusted his young grandson with new roles, marking a historic moment in royal history. The transformation that followed? It's nothing short of breathtaking. From a shy boy waving from palace balconies to a poised young heir stepping into his destiny, Prince George's journey is shaking the royal world to its core. What sparked this change, and why has it moved so many? Stay with us and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments for more royal stories that tug at the heartstrings. There's something undeniably special about the way King Charles and Prince George connect. It's not just about titles or thrones, it's about a grandfather who sees his grandson's potential and a boy who looks up to him with wide-eyed admiration. Royal watchers have long noticed the small, tender moments between them, a shared smile at a garden event, a gentle hand guiding George through a crowd, or the way Charles's eyes light up when George asks a question. One insider shared, "The king sees so much of himself in George, curious, thoughtful, and already so aware of the world." It's a bond rooted in love, not duty, and it's this connection that set the stage for George's historic new roles. Charles, known for his passion for nature, has been planting seeds in George's heart since he was a toddler. Remember that sweet moment when Charles, then Prince of Wales, spoke about planting trees with young George at Highgrove House? "I got him planting a tree or two here," Charles said, chuckling, "and you hope they take an interest." That wasn't just about gardening, it was about teaching George to care for the world he'll one day lead. Now, as Charles faces his health struggles, he's passing on more than just lessons. He's giving George responsibilities that no one expected so soon. The royal world buzzed when Buckingham Palace announced that Prince George, at just 11 years old, would take on new roles, a decision driven by King Charles's determination to secure the monarchy's future. While the specifics remain closely guarded, sources hint that George is being prepared for duties tied to the Duchy of Cornwall and even ceremonial appearances, a historic first for someone so young. This isn't just a title, it's a mantle of responsibility, making George the youngest heir to ever step into such a visible role. The weight of it? It's enough to make anyone pause, but George's response has left everyone speechless. It was during a quiet moment at Balmoral last summer that Charles reportedly sat George down, explaining the importance of these new duties. Insiders say the king spoke with a mix of pride and urgency, aware that his time to guide George might be limited. Charles wants George to understand the heart of the monarchy, a source revealed, not just the pomp, but the service. What followed was a transformation that no one, not even Prince William or Catherine, saw coming. George didn't shrink from the challenge, he embraced it, and the change in him was immediate. Royal fans first noticed the shift at the 2023 coronation, where George served as a page of honour for his grandfather. At just 9, he carried himself with a poise that belied his age, walking through Westminster Abbey with a quiet confidence. Bringing George in sends all the right symbolism for the future, royal author Hugo Vickers noted at the time, and he was right. That moment wasn't just ceremonial, it was a glimpse of the King George might become. Fans watching from home were moved to tears, not just by his role, but by the way he seemed to understand its gravity. Since then, George's public appearances have revealed a young boy growing into his destiny. At the Chelsea Flower Show in 2024, he wasn't just tagging along with his parents. He was asking questions about sustainable gardening, engaging with experts, and even offering a cheeky comment that had King Charles laughing. "He's got his grandfather's curiosity," one attendee remarked. Another moment came at a state banquet, where George, standing beside his father, greeted dignitaries with a handshake that was firm, not forced. The crowd noticed, and so did William, whose proud glance said it all. His little boy was becoming someone extraordinary. For Prince William and Catherine, George's transformation is both a source of pride and a poignant reminder of how fast time flies. William, who knows the weight of royal duty better than most, has always been protective of George's childhood. Yet, as George steps into these new roles, William's emotions are raw. You could see it in his eyes, a close friend shared, the realization that his son is growing up, not just as a boy, but as a future king. Catherine, ever the steady hand, has been guiding George with her signature warmth, ensuring he feels supported rather than overwhelmed. One touching moment came during a school event at Lambrook, where George, now a confident student, led a presentation on environmental conservation, a nod to his grandfather's influence. Catherine, watching from the audience, brushed away a tear, her smile bittersweet. "She's so proud," an insider said, "but it's hard to see your child take on so much so young." Catherine's parenting style, much like her approach with Charlotte, is about balance, preparing George for his future while keeping him grounded in the present. Whether it's a quiet chat before a big event or a playful moment at home, she's making sure George knows he's loved for who he is, not just what he'll become. King Charles's role in George's transformation can't be overstated. Despite his health challenges, he's been deliberate in mentoring his grandson, sharing lessons from his own life. From their tree-planting days to private talks at Sandringham, Charles is shaping George into a leader who values service over spectacle. Charles sees George as the future of the monarchy, a palace source said, and he's determined to prepare him, no matter what. This urgency has only grown since Charles's cancer diagnosis in 2024, prompting him to accelerate George's involvement. One of the most emotional moments came during a private family gathering, where Charles gifted George a small journal filled with handwritten notes on leadership and duty. "It's a guide from one king to another," a source close to the family said, and it left George in awe. For royal fans, it's these unseen moments that make George's transformation so poignant. He's not just inheriting a throne, he's inheriting a legacy, and Charles is ensuring he's ready. What makes George's journey so compelling is how it blends the personal with the historic. He's still a boy who loves football, teases his siblings, and groans at homework. But he's also the youngest heir to take on such significant roles, a fact that's reshaping how the world sees the monarchy. William and Catherine are determined to give George options, much like they've promised Charlotte. They want him to have a life, not just a title, a friend said. That might mean studying abroad, pursuing passions like environmentalism, or even redefining what it means to be king. Royal watchers have noticed the subtle ways George is already influencing his family. At home, he's the big brother who sets the tone, whether it's calming Louis during a playful outburst or sharing a knowing look with Charlotte at events. "He's a quiet leader," one insider said, and it's clear he's learning from both his parents and his grandfather. These qualities, empathy, curiosity, and a touch of humour, are what make fans believe George will be a king like no other. George's transformation isn't just a royal story, it's a human one. It's about a boy stepping into a role bigger than himself, guided by love and shaped by duty. For fans, it's a reminder of why the monarchy endures, not because of crowns, but because of moments that connect us all. Whether it's Charles's tender lessons, William's proud tears, or Catherine's gentle guidance, this is a family navigating change together. And George, he's at the heart of it, proving that even the youngest heir can inspire a nation. What's your favourite moment from George's journey? Share in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more royal stories that capture the heart. Up next, another tale from the palace that might just surprise you.